guys are tuning into Fantasy World Wrestling, where anything is possible. And this is my WWE universe, my eFed. I am super passionate about it. For the people that are new in here, or if you're watching on YouTube, you are going to be tuning into the first episode of our WWE 2K24 Tuesday Night Elevation show for the season. I have 3 shows under Fantasy World Wrestling: Tuesday Night Elevation, Wednesday Night Takeover, and Thursday Night Rush. And this is the first episode of Tuesday Night Elevation. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe when you see this video on YouTube, because we are taking FWW to YouTube, and it's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fantasy World Wrestling, where anything is possible. And Tuesday Night Elevation is coming at you full force. It's gonna make myself small, put myself out of the way, because I don't want to take away from Squid Row. Now on Tuesday Night Elevation, you probably recognize them. Last year, they were the TNR Tag Team Champions. An excellent tag team, father and son. Father on the left, that's Jay Ants. Yes, he's shorter than his son, Will, who's a juggernaut. Just take a look at Jay Ants leading the way. They also have a lady in this faction. Her name is Scorpion. We're excited to see what Scorpion does this year, but right now the attention is on Squid Row, father and son, to take on a tag team in this opener. So it's Ash. And if you know Ash, you know his tag team partner and friend is Sammy Tunes. But Ash and Sammy both desire to branch out on their own. And this is just a glimpse of the new and developed Ash. We're excited to see what Ash does this season. To Wednesday Night Takeover. So Sammy Tunes making his way in here tonight, and we're excited to see Sammy and Ash back in action. Both of these guys familiar with Squid Row, as all of these guys last year were on Thursday Night Rush and now find themselves on the Tuesday brand. The legal man, still Sammy Tunes, getting tumbled down on the outside. And now striking down Ash. 3DT, oh my goodness gracious, the disrespect. And now Sammy Tunes is paying the price. Jay Ants has the full momentum so far. On full display. The count is at 7. Sammy Tunes has to bring him in. But Jay Ants, oh my gosh, wait a minute. The count is at 9. And Jay Ants finds his way in. And Sammy Tunes decided not to get there in time. And Squid Row is picking up the first win here on TNE. Wow, wow, wow. Listen, sometimes strategy plays a big role. And for this father-son duo, it did just that. So, ladies and gentlemen, 6 women, 1 goal. And that's to succeed and to prove that you are worthy to be in this division as the top talent. The only way to win this match is by throwing your opponent over the top rope. Both feet must hit the floor in order for it to be an eligible elimination. Nanzita, affiliated with TNR's Donnie. She finds herself now on Tuesday Night Elevation. And this is the lady who was the rising star of WWE 2K23 season for Fantasy World Wrestling. Bad girl, Serena, the lady of our TNE World Champion, King Shevy. That we will be having some new debuts this year, so keep an eye out on this talent. Christy Perez, a friend of Wiley Cat. She makes her debut tonight here in Fantasy World Wrestling's Tuesday Night Elevation. We are super excited for Christy Perez, as Wiley Cat trained her. It's only episode 1 of TNE, but we told you new stars will emerge And Savvy wants to be one of them. Savvy also making her debut here tonight. The talent continues to shine. Savvy says she's ready for showtime, for big time. Honestly, tonight will prove that. But you just saw Hit Row. No, that's Squid Row. Don't get it twisted. You saw Squid Row in the opening match. Now, we told you the lady of Squid Row was also on Tuesday Night Elevation. Making her way in for the first time is the Old Dark Girl. Affiliated with Old Dark Boy, who was on Thursday Night Rush. This lady right here has grit to her. And we're hearing she is a force that you don't want to reckon with. And we're excited for this young superstar. Her debut tonight, Old Dark Girl. See Perez not having luck on her debut. Scorpion staying alive against the young girl, the new girl, Dark Girl. That's what she goes by, the Old Dark Girl. Serena now going after Scorpion. She knows she needs to take out Scorpion. Scorpion is a huge threat in this match, but I think that's just a saying. Oh my gosh, Nanzita eliminated by Scorpion, and Old Dark Girl is trying to take out the competition, but now Serena is going to try to take out Dark Girl. And does not do that. Wait. Oh my God. Dark Girl showing that she has what it takes to compete in Fantasy World Wrestling. Decides her. You might have judged the book by its cover. She had an excellent performance, but now it came down to these two. And Serena,
both wrists captured.
the rising star of last year against the veteran Scorpion. It came down to these two. And the kick to the chin, and Scorpion better hope there's a protective side to that mask.
The wrist. Oh my God.
She could really use it right now. You gotta give credit where it's due. The young girl, Dark Girl, had an excellent performance, but not enough to make it to the final two. Scorpion making her way up. She can't even get herself together. Now you gotta remember, Serena is the wifey of our TNE World Champion King Shevy. And it shows. She has sharpened up her skills hanging around the champion, and now she's looking to win this match. Scorpion in trouble.
Comes back into the ring.
Serena just catching her breath. You can imagine how exhausted she must be. Ay, Dios mío. Kick to the midsection. Scorpion taking advantage of the fatigue of Serena. Oh my God. And she's trying to keep the trend of Squid Row being on top on the first episode of Tuesday Night Elevation. You saw them in the last match get that win. Now Scorpion's trying to take a win home for the fam. And she does! Oh, wow, wow, wow. It looks like the first episode of Tuesday Night Elevation is owned by Squid Row. Now Scorpion, the veteran in the game, taking advantage of the fatigue of Serena. And somehow, some way, showed that she was resilient and endured the pain. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning into Tuesday Night Elevation. We would normally thank you for being here, but in reality, you should be thanking your general manager, your chairwoman of the stream, for putting on a production like this, where Dog 81, the assassin, is making his way into the ring right now. You know him, I know him. It is Jbird Lafair. Jbird looking to turn it around, has to shift the momentum his way. What is he going to do about it? It's the Irish whip.
Shot to the midsection connects.
Strike to the midsection. Matt, oh my gosh, with a boot to the face by Dog 81. To solidify his moment right here, right now. Oh no! It's the Quinn with the 1 and the 2. And just a 2 count. Can you believe it? The Irish whip. Jbird still staying alive. Jbird showing that he is the star of tomorrow. Jbird Lafair. What's Jbird thinking of doing? Thought about it. Decided to think of another idea. And now he wants to return the kicks to the face of Dog 81. And it's brutality at its finest. Strike. But Dog 81 is giving it in return. These guys are matching each other's energy, but the Dog is looking to take him to the pound. Oh my gosh. With the 1 and the 2. And it counts it at 3. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into Fantasy World Wrestling, where anything is possible. This is Tuesday Night Elevation. This is the first episode of the show. And a guy coming from Thursday Night Rush after the draft, it is Marvelous Wolf. But he's going up against a guy who's familiar with TNE. He's familiar with these type of showdowns. It is John Covington. Now, John Covington, still new to FWW. He showed up last year in the tail end of the season. But he showed up and showed out. A lot of you newcomers could take notes from John Covington, because John will make you take out your notepad and your pen, and you're going to write down his blueprint, because this man was already in a Money in the Bank match as soon as he made his way into the business. You know why? Because he showed up and he showed out. And John Covington came into the ring at the right moment. Oh my gosh, it was almost a 10 count, and now it's a 2 count. And John off the springboard. Oh my goodness, he was almost counted out. And the spear, I repeat, the spear by Marvelous Wolf. What the hell is happening? And tossed over the top. Oh my God, what a series of events. How he's gonna look to stomp on his spine. Send his ass to the chiropractor. These are two men willing to work for an opportunity to be the best. And Marvelous Wolf says it's over. He's gonna use his own blood to paint art. Oh my God. Very close. And the Irish whip by Marvelous Wolf. Oh my gosh, that has to be it. There's no way John gets up after this. Cynthia Quinn with the 1 and the 2. And counting it at 3. Wow, wow, wow. Both of these men laid it all out on the line. This episode of TNE, Marvelous Wolf, a former hardcore champion, showing why he is hardcore, showing why he is worthy to be considered for that European title. And Marvelous Wolf continues to climb up the ranks in FWW. So we have a newcomer to Fantasy World Wrestling, where anything is possible. Now, there has been some high anticipation with this guy coming into FWW, and I'm super excited to see what all the hype is truly about. This guy right here has had some experience, I believe, in the indie circuit of E-Feds around the world, but now makes his way into Fantasy World Wrestling. It is B to the next. And this is what he has to say to open up his career in FWW.
Fantasy World Wrestling. The Alien Zone is here. If you are lost about who I am, let me introduce myself. I am BS to the next, the underdog from the sky, also known as the Starfighter. The love and respect I got from the people of this roster and the fans of Fantasy World Wrestling was amazing. To that I say thank you, and I will do my very best to show Fantasy World Wrestling what the Starfighter is about. Now to the roster of TNE, I gonna ask for one thing, and I ask this for all of my future opponents. Bring your best, because people have underestimated me for my height. I don't let discourage me from what I do in the ring. So either bring your best or get left on your back looking at the stars.
Well, well. It seems to me like you're either on board or you're gonna get left behind. Now I'm excited for the trash talk and the promos and the segments from the new talent and the veterans. But it's all about backing it up in the ring, and it looks like Beat to the Next is going to try to do that in this next match. Now, I got to say I'm excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning into Fantasy World Wrestling. This is Tuesday Night Elevation. This is the first episode of the season for the Red Brand. Tomorrow, we debut our brand new brand, Wednesday Night Takeover, Beat to the Next. You saw his message to the FWW universe, to everybody backstage, to everybody watching at home. This guy says he is a star in the making and will prove that for FWW. Now, we are excited. So Noisy Boy Gaming, he has been desiring to find his way into this business. Now, as you can see, he is inspired by one of his idols, the one and only, the Hurricane of WWE. Now he finds himself trying to deliver that same power to the fans underneath a new mask. Keeping that legacy alive is Noisy Boy Gaming. Razor Blade, who is a new star emerging tonight. You can do that. All right, Beat to the Next. Noisy Boy and Razor Blade collide in the ring right now in a triple threat. Cynthia Quinn ringing it right now. And Beat to the Next says he doesn't let his size determine his success in pro wrestling. And you love to see a guy with confidence. But look at the size difference from Razor Blade to Beat to the Next. It's not even close. On the ropes here. The Irish Whip. Oh, shit! Are you kidding me? And Beat to the Next. Only in Fantasy World Wrestling. Oh my gosh, is this gonna be it? And Beat to the Next with the odds stacked against him, with guys hovering over him, trying to dim his light, shines bright on his debut here in Fantasy World Wrestling. Episode 1. Tomorrow is the debut of Wednesday Night Takeover, our third official brand. Mark it on your calendar. Set up the time. Set up the date. But right now, focus your energy and your attention to Ayo Hobb. So Ayo Hobb, a guy who loves being a part of Tuesday Night Elevation. He's an excellent superstar last year, but says it's time to push him. He wants to push it to his limit. He wants to push it a little bit further. So Sandman is now on TNE, and Sandman says this year he anticipates to have more star power. He wants to establish that. He wants more success and is hoping to win more matches this time around. Steve coming in here, making his debut. Steve has been waiting for this day more than anyone. He says his time is now. Hold on. Who's making his way in? It is the man, the one, the only, the king. King Money JT. So King Money JT is a name that you became familiar with last year. And if you don't know him, you will know him because King Money JT is here to cause havoc. The King is not playing no games this year. He says this is the year he will be crowned with royalty. This is the year he will be crowned with gold. Now, this guy could be a big threat in this division. If you are at the top, if you are at the throne, you have to watch out and be careful. Tayshian, calm down. As Wiley Cat makes his way in here right now. Now, this is a guy who gets into that ring and will show out every single time he is there.
What are you talking about?
And Wiley Cat is not afraid to be himself. Wiley Cat got that spice, that Latino heat. He has trained Christy Perez, who made her debut earlier tonight. And he's going to show you why Wiley is on the climb on TNE. And you know, Wiley Cat has competed in some amazing matches the last few years on Thursday Night Rush, but now sees Tuesday Night Elevation as his next destination. Him, and you know that is she-hate ratio. And he knows that you don't like him. He knows the general manager, the chairwoman of the stream doesn't like him, but he still clocks into work, and I can respect that. You know, some of you guys are so damn concerned with what people think about you, but she-hate ratio ain't that type of guy. He says he's the now. He says he is the one, and he says he will win this match fair and square. And he's not here for validation. He's here for wins. Sandman are by themselves the final two in this one. Adios mio. And you know, we're seeing a lot of grit from Sandman. King Money JT might have met his match because Sandman says he wants to become somebody, and he'll take on the challenge of getting rid of the Juggernaut right here, right now. Interesting. Looks like Sandman wants to be taken seriously this year. And this is a huge win to do just that. He's a hardcore man. And he showed up and showed out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fantasy World Wrestling, where anything is possible. The first episode of Tuesday Night Elevation is the young man who has been begging me for an opportunity. He's been knocking on my door. He says, Miss T, I am ready. I am ready to be in Fantasy World Wrestling. What show am I on? What brand am I on? When and where you book it, you name it, I am there. That is what this young man has told me. Think I'm going to throw King Shevy at this man? You guys think I'm a demon. Do you really think I'm diabolical? Of course I'm not going to throw King Shevy. But maybe, just maybe, I'm throwing out ill skills. Now, you know, you newcomers always come in knocking at my door, wanting to be handed opportunities instead of working for them. Well, Skills doesn't like that as much as I don't like it. For the opportunity. Will it be ill skills with a spear? An upcoming superstar feels like he has what it takes. He feels like he should be taking the opportunities from the people on this roster that have sacrificed time putting those attires together, the theme songs together, to put in the effort of showing up every single week for the last few years since WWE 2K19. He wants to take away the opportunities from you guys. What kind of general manager and chairwoman of the stream would I be if I didn't give him the opportunity to really show out? So this is your ticket to success. You're going to have to get past the final boss, ill skills. Welcome to the business where you're going to have to earn everything you've got. His skills was also a young man just like Jaylen walking into this business, but now he's showing out with his experience, his expertise.
And just a high proficiency of attacks.
Cynthia Quinn, of course, she's eyeing down Ill Skills. You know the history between Ill Skills and Cynthia Quinn. But Nancy now on TNR, Cynthia, you better watch out. And oh my God, it's not even close. But Jaylen says, hold on, I got some heart in me. And Jaylen has to pull out everything in his bag if he wants to get past Ill Skills. Now, I believe in Jaylen. If he really wants it like he says he does, he will come out with the victory right here, right now. But not even a 2 count, not even close. And Jaylen knows the odds are stacked against him, and now showing some power off the top rope. Wow, wow, wow. With the odds stacked against him, will he get the win? Cynthia Quinn with the 1, Cynthia Quinn with the 2, but no, it's a 2 count, not a 3 count. And Jaylen's gonna have to just squeeze those lemons a little bit harder to get that lemonade. Kick to the midsection, but Ill Skills says don't even think about it. Vicious, who wants it? Who said move over, old timers, because the new is jumping through. Kick to the midsection. Oh my God, this twist of fate might put him over the top. And it does. This is a major win for the young man Jaylen. His heart was pumping. The adrenaline was rushing through his body. He overcame a tough outcome. But what is next in his career in Fantasy World Wrestling? Interesting. You know, I believe this is how stars are created, by giving them challenges, not handing them opportunities. Congratulations, young Jaylen. Well, if you paid attention a few weeks ago, you guys would know. But if not, I will refresh your memory. So it is your TNE World Champion, the Demon King, King Shevy. Now, his tag team partner, you saw on Thursday Night Rush, he didn't get the victory he was hoping for, but the Demon King Twiz on TNR, King Shevy, facing this chapter alone on TNE. The FWW draft separated the Demon Kings, but they're still together in spirit. Now, we had the opportunity to speak with the Demon King, King Shevy. He says he still supports Twiz and they support each other, but this time they just got to do it from afar, a distance. And he's wishing Twiz the same amount of success he has for himself. He's excited and happy that he has Serena by his side this year. Now, Serena was in the women's match earlier tonight, had an excellent performance, but now our focus remains on the Demon King, Shevy, who is the man trying to step up to the throne. And you gotta respect this guy for just asking for a non-title match, not even a title match against Shevy. He doesn't feel entitled, but he feels humble enough to say that he can compete. Is the man, the myth, the hopes to be a legend. It is. You know him and I know him as Roy Nation. Now, Roy, he asked me for this opportunity because he felt like he could be that guy. And who the hell am I to say that he's not that guy? I'm gonna be asking my people in the chat, who do you think is the guy to win this main event? Will Roy Nation prove that he can compete against King Shevy in hopes to maybe get a title opportunity? I guess you guys will be the ones to decide. Just said that he could be that guy, just needs the opportunity, just never got it. Will this be his big moment? And now we are in action, and Roy Nation hopes to break down the barriers tonight. Just strikes to the midsection of King Shevy. King Shevy gets so creative early in the match.
It takes a special breed of superstar to pick a fight with a title holder when the prize isn't even at stake. This has the potential.
And you know, King Shevy is a guy that you cannot allow to find the momentum early in the match. That would be your biggest mistake already. But Roy Nation prepared for this moment. Says it's not the King Shevy era if we break the barriers down. King Shevy doesn't like that idea. But we told you, King Shevy gets so creative, elusive, powerful in the ring. Cynthia Quinn watching this closely. So are these fans. The Irish whip. Oh my gosh. King Shevy slid underneath the rope.
Cinches up the arm and vicious kicks to the jaw. You can't get caught in a hailstorm like that if you want to win.
And you know, you can judge a book by its cover. Maybe you don't think Roy belongs here. Maybe you're like, wait a minute, I seen Roy in the tag team division. What the hell's he doing here? Well, Roy has been training really hard during the offseason. He just wants to compete, a humble soul. You can't ask for anything better than that. It's going to really test King Shevy's fundamentals. Shevy in the center of the ring. In a bit of pain.
From a seated position, this takes tremendous power.
You know, we've seen a lot of new stars emerging tonight on Tuesday Night Elevation, but now we are witnessing our world champion in his habitat, in the place that he loves to spend his most time in. Roy Nation falling victim of the comfort we see from King Shevy right now. Oh my goodness. You know, that knee to the face. And Shevy got creative, but it looks like Roy Nation is picking up on Shevy's moves, but so is Shevy picking up on Roy's. And the energy is there. Roy Nation holding on to the rope. Oh my goodness. Only in Fantasy World Wrestling. We're only getting started. And Roy, very clever to use the steel steps to his advantage. Now weapons cannot be used, but those steel steps, well, they're there for you to take advantage of if you must.
Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping him up.
And now over the top. You said, why is he stealing your blue jean shorts? I think he just borrowed them from your locker case. Maybe it's laundry day for Roy Nation. Had to borrow the KC jorts. And the spear seen by King Shevy. And King Shevy now getting aggravated. He's tapping into his Demon King. Just tossing around Roy Nation like a ragdoll, but Roy Nation has been enduring and he's striking our world champion. Oh my gosh. Now the Irish whip by Shevy. Oh my gosh, colliding with the foot of Shevy is Roy Nation. Now Roy not looking too good. He has to turn this around and fast. But King Shevy doesn't allow his opponents to get too comfortable. He knows what they want. They want to come after what's his. Roy Nation cannot tap out. He needs to endure. He needs to hold on. Will he is the question, and he does. Now this is where Shevy excels. The long game. Getting into the head of his opponents, and Roy cannot allow this man to bully him right now.
You want to control the tempo.
Now he's taking a quick breather as he gathers himself together on the other side of the ropes. But King Shevy doesn't allow you to get comfortable. Ay Dios mío, kick to the midsection. Oh no, Roy Nation. The pedigree, and how is Roy even standing after that? This guy must be made out of steel. Oh shit, there's no way. There's no way. Roy Nation kicking out. Oh my gosh, this guy is showing he has the heart of a lion. This is like David versus Goliath. Oh my goodness. And Roy Nation, I don't know what he's tapping into. It might be his spirit, it might be his might, but King Shevy's looking to shatter his dreams. Cynthia Quinn with the 1 and the 2 and oh my God! You're kidding! This man is trying his hardest to endure the spear. My God, I saw his soul leave his body. Oh my God. I saw the soul of Roy Nation leave his body. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. We're gonna need to call the EMTs immediately. We need to check on Roy Nation. My God. This man fought. But it wasn't enough as he fell down to his knees to the Demon King. Insane. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Tuesday Night Elevation. Man, the E-Fed continues to grow. Tomorrow we debut Wednesday Night Takeover, our new brand, our new show. I'm so excited. Fantasy World Wrestling is molding and sculpting. This video will also be on YouTube in case you missed the start of the show or you missed the middle or the end. It'll always be on YouTube, okay? So be sure to like, comment, subscribe over there, guys, when you get the chance and the opportunity. And if you're interested in joining Fantasy World Wrestling, be sure to join my Discord, !Discord. If you're watching this video on YouTube, it will be down in the description below. The link will be there. And yeah, this was a crazy episode.